Not my fault.
But
We tried.
You mutilated the boar. That's something.
Yeah.
I mean, Thrain's got a nice cleaver now.
Where's
He
the
does.
second piece of cheese?
You still have both pieces of cheese. Do not worry.
Yeah, but I only picked up one. I don't know who has the other.
Oh, we just kept one. Like those. We only used one to make the trap, so there's just one in the back.
I don't know who else was carrying the other one because I didn't pick up any cheese initially.
I'll assume as you are the cheese enthusiast, you've got both of them.
Yes.
But yeah, that is that. Everyone else, you still have Rick quests to do and to figure out how to do stuff. I would say if worst comes to worst, go speak to him again. But aside from that,
what?
If you kind of get stuck on trying to figure out how to do stuff, go speak to him again, or you can speak to other people, and all that. But yeah, how do you find today's session?
Yay!
Solid.
Yeah, it was good. Lots of things to do.
Very solid.
People to talk to.
Cool.
A little bit weird when you wound up talking to yourself multiple times.
Or romance yourself.
I mean, I that romance didn't happen. It was very one-sided.
Yeah, it's like watching someone with split personality try to romance himself, but being rejected by himself at the same time. So it's like a very fucked up narcissist.
Yeah.
I thought it was well played out. Like the quest structure and then finishing it with the conclusion to it, like a set piece. It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, and us being able to combine the two quests.
Yeah, it was funny when it failed.
Even if we didn't ultimately, that was good.
Even though we ultimately basically
and now
we've
lied to the Union Guard multiple times. So
you all have.
I didn't.
More for Camilla. Camilla has no sense of words.
Honest.
Yeah. No, you didn't. You didn't say anything about why you were actually there.
Yeah.
Well, no. Elduin did not say, "Hey, I'm here to speak to boss man." I said,
Are we in... Oh, sorry.
That
was
was
feedback mode. I was just wondering.
I thought so.
Yeah.
You said we were ending the session, right?
We end the session. Yeah. Because you only have 3 hours again, so that's why.
I do have a note for like we're supposed to just outright challenge them to the ordeal. Was that what was? I mean, I guess
that's the last option we have. Yes.
No, yeah. Well, I think we could have succeeded in convincing, but we didn't.
Well,
we didn't really.
I don't know.
have
We didn't even mention an ordeal. We don't actually know much about it except for like secondhand.
Well, we could still go and get another boar with tusks.
Wait, where did that come from? The whole like getting the boar thing. That I got a bit.
Because he said his boss had a menagerie.
And he said the tusks are the best part.
And I believe if we had successfully brought him back a non-mutilated animal, it would have been fine.
But the
Or not roll horribly.
He collects exotic animals, right? I was just wondering, there was a lot of boars. This was like
it's like a
biggest boar, but
it's raw.
Yeah, this was meant to be a special boar. It's just that we got a really bad roll, right?
Yeah, it's just we messed it up.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. I thought we were sort of not really going for that.
And we still have 2 pieces of cheese. If
it would have just been a convenience thing, I think, like an efficiency thing, to get in the place, to get in their good graces.
And Elduin promises not to eat the cheese before we resolve the matter, because
you're probably not going to get any more cheese now. That's probably
not for free anyway.
Yeah, I think your cheese supply has been cut off.
Yeah, how long until it goes moldy?
It's moldy cheese,
so it's fine.
I'm gonna say though, like Camilla is never gonna step up and try persuasion, unless like. Last week, there's barely anyone here. So if I see you dying in conversation, like Camilla is not going to help.
Yeah, it's been rough. Yeah,
that's kind
of that's messing.
Like I won't do it as a first. I'll lie as a second option, but I'll persuade as a first option.
Yeah, I just kind of want to say, especially with my approach to things, is I tend not to have an absolutely flat, like, this is a number you always have to thing. If you said something that makes sense in RP that's persuasive already, I'll start knocking points off or adding points on, depending on where they're going. So if you talk about stuff which is relevance and which sounds to me already persuasive, then that DC can drop from a 12 to a 10 to maybe even below that, as well. So even if you have bad rolls or stats for that, if you have an idea that you think could work, then it's sometimes worth stepping up.
Do you have any more like help or hints of what we should be doing? Because I feel like we're going off of very little information. Should we have been spending more time talking to people?
I don't think that's the case. I think we had a very bad and unplanned approach for those guys in the union, because we just like rocked up and then said hello and then like basically did nothing.
Yeah, you tried to play it like a game as opposed to I'm talking to people. There. No, you.
Yeah, and because Chet had been so, I want to do the union, and again, because like I'm not saying I won't step up and help, but it's not going to be in a persuasion or like talky manner unless like we're absolutely fucked.
No, fair enough. Then I've come into the game with the wrong expectations. That's on me.
Yeah, I say not even necessarily wrong. Like I think you'd made the assumption that he's an enemy of like Rick is an enemy of the big boss. So if we mention his name, it's going to lead to a fight straight away. That's not necessarily a correct assumption, although it could be depending on how you came at it. That kind of thing. You know, how you used the knowledge that you had is more important than what knowledge you've gained. Because there's
I was thinking too much into it. Then I didn't want I wanted to see what info I can get outside of having to mention Rick.
Yeah,
that's why we kind of like just got stuck. Like, oh, okay.
Exactly. You picked up
into it because I didn't want to put the party at risk.
Yeah,
and we'd all agreed not to mention him. So I was like, let's just poke around first. But there was like, I guess there was no room in that specific context in that moment. So now I'm thinking, I should have poked around more in town first to get more information before making decisions. So like, I was stuck because I was like, well, I can't get info here. We're already here. We'll go on the other quest, I guess. And we kind of just did it, and things worked out, which is great.
Yeah, because I was thinking you would maybe go into your military background or something.
I was reaching around, but I just like I think I had too many failures, and I froze. And I'll be honest, I felt really embarrassed when we got to there. I couldn't talk to the guard about anything. I didn't think through, so I just froze up. I think everyone else just started picking up after that. So I don't know, maybe that's more me on the inexperienced side. I'm not really sure how to approach this because previous times I've played, the DM did help me along a bit, which was helpful. So I don't know if I'm like underprepared in terms of RP. If there's feedback,
I think as a group, we should talk more before we go and do things. Before, like we could have stood there on the edge while Kando said, like he doesn't really pay that much attention to you because people pass by on the road all the time. We did a little bit of like, okay, we're not going to mention Rick, but we could have definitely talked more about what we were going to do. It's like we didn't say, oh, we're going to sneak when we went in the map either, which is why I moved myself over to the road, because Camilla's not really a sneaky type at all. I mean, she's 6'4" and terrible at that kind of thing. Well. But if we'd said before we were set off, like, okay, maybe we want to infiltrate, maybe we want to discuss, maybe we want to just go in and fight or intimidate, that would have given us a lot more, like, I guess, leeway for everybody to jump in.
So we're just waiting for everyone to speak up then? Because, like, Chet's character is, in his traits, he's a straightforward guy. He wants to go directly. So in his mind, he was just going to go talk, or hope to talk, to Grimwald, which is a really naive and terrible thing, I guess, because Grimwald's, a crime boss?
Yeah, which is fine.
Let anyone talk to him. But also, I think I made assumptions about how the what's it called? The penal members get treated in Mucksborough. It sounded like there was a formal structure and expectations of people from this system. The way that we were interacted within the tavern. Again, I'm just going off of assumptions. But in terms of character, like he was just going to rock up to the Union if he was kind of done talking to everyone in town, or at least close by. So, but yeah, as a
and that's the kind of thing we could have talked through as well. Like Chet could have said, "I want to be straightforward. I want to talk to them about this."
Right.
And everyone could have potentially followed the lead or everything else.
Yeah.
But one last thing to say on that one is that, you know, although I'm not advocating for it, violence is always an option. So
I wanted to avoid it.
yeah, exactly. So
it's not a question, but it's an answer.
Yeah. So if you find yourself going through every option and you get completely stuck and you cannot figure out how to get this done, and you just want to get this done, you could resort to a bit of threats, a bit of trickery, a bit of this, that, or the other. Again, not suggesting. I've planned many ways that do not include that for this one, and there is a 4-page list on all the different things that could happen to get you into this place and how it can go. So, don't worry about coming off the wall with stuff. I've probably got a plan for it.
Okay, so just talk more for plans stuff.
Discuss between us. Because, like, if I was playing a different character, I would have absolutely jumped in with trying to persuade or do something, but that's not.
Okay. So basically, just next time. Okay. So I just speak up.
Or you can always just turn to us and be like, "Hey."
More often, right? Or are we talking more as players often? Like I was trying to figure out: are we doing this more pure RP way, or kind of are we not metaing?
You could do it. You could do it in the RP way. Yeah.
I prefer to talk in character, like almost always, unless we're specifically talking about roles.
Yeah.
Okey-doke.
Which is why it weirds me out when Kando starts jumping in and like God lecturing us. I'm like, who is telling me this?
Okay. So next time I'll just try and speak up more what chat's thinking.
Yeah, we can try and find out if his daughter is getting married. Maybe that will help.
What daughter?
I'm assuming things, okay?
That's your problem.
Maybe
on the day of his daughter's wedding.
That's your problem. Don't assume things.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Someone, if we hadn't gone in as a group, or maybe he didn't see some of our faces, then someone could have come back and like tried to have a friend conversation, maybe.
Yeah.
Dragon Boy. Yeah. No, wait, Dragon Boy is not suitable for that.
I mean, considering the fact that the guard has told you to fuck off and don't come near him again, even when you came back carrying a ball that he clearly didn't want, it means that he's at least been given instructions in a way to be vaguely courteous to people at the door. No one's come down here and started stabbing you yet. So you've got definitely many more opportunities to go and try and talk to him.
Yeah, haven't pissed off the mob yet. That's good to know.
Yeah, we can. Before we try to use violence, we can just go to him, be honest, and say, "Hey, we know your boss has a problem with Rick. We want to know if we can help him with that in a way which might not result in Rick losing his life."
Sure, maybe.
I mean, if it results in violence, and violence is the last way, we can still do it.
Yeah, I'm imagining you having this conversation right now outside this place while Ilara weeps indoors. So, if you carry this over to the next session, then let's count this potentially as a conversation had.
I mean, this has no point.
Right, so we're kind of like, okay.
It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It's just I know some people can, and I'm not saying anyone here is, just can be very purist about we had that discussion last week, but we didn't have it in character, therefore it doesn't count type thing.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from I'll say something like, "Oh, I tell them this thing," and then just I'm not going to rehash conversations.
Mm-hmm.
When I say like I prefer to have it in role play, it's just like I don't know. I mean, sometimes it can be in conversation. Sometimes it can be I tell you the thing because maybe you're tired and don't feel like performing heavily on something. That's it.
Yeah. One last point I would say, which caused you a lot of problems with your quest today, is that you're all talking over each other. At one point, there were 4 people talking at once.
I think that's a Discord thing.
But some of it was protracted and went for a fair bit of time. Just very, like, a couple of people were very insistent on going with their plan or their point and getting that across, and just kept talking. So just be mindful of the rest of your group and figure that stuff out, which will happen with more time of you guys spending time with each other.
I think my echo is too loud on my microphone, so I'll turn it down. Because a lot of the times I haven't been able to hear that someone else is talking.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, it sounds alright on my end. But yeah, sorry, I'm still getting a feel for it. It was very hard to figure out when I could interject or when I should stay back. So a couple of times I tried to come in and then I'll stop myself and then just stayed quiet for the rest of the time.
I think it works at the moment in RP because you're just 4 randomers who, like, the 2 of you know each other for a couple of hours, and the rest of it, you don't know each other like at all. Anyway, so this is the stuff that would happen at the beginning of a random group of convicts being put together to go do stuff. Thing. Yeah, I especially enjoyed the Alara quests, and I enjoyed the conclusion to that. That was fun.
I think also, as the DM, when we're talking over each other, because, it is online, we can't really tell, you can say, like, hey, can Chet repeat that or something and just guide us through it?
Yeah, I'll definitely do more of that.
Because it's a hard thing for us to manage.
Mm-hmm. I'll do more of that. Okay, everyone.
Eat.
I will let you go.
Thank you for the game, everyone. Thank you, Kando.
You're welcome.
GG.
You're welcome.
Kando.
Thank you,
DJ,
Kando.
you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.